Welcome to Siam Technology College's Sustaining Success Series, also known as S3. This sustainability education podcast aims to showcase the diverse roles and best practices in sustainable business, climate change, net zero, ESG, business value, and other sustainability topics with real-world examples. Our goal is to inspire learners and leaders to take action and to help upskill Southeast Asia's workforce. I'm your host, Ryan Frazier, Special Advisor to the President of Siam Technology College and Managing Partner, CEO of Frazier Global. My co-host is Mr. Art, STC Professor and Sustainability Education Program Associate. Today, we are pleased to have a very special guest with us, Praewpect Sombatpium, also known as Omo. She is a sustainability consultant and greenhouse gas, or GHG, verifier with Team Consulting Engineering and Management, also known as Team Group. Omo, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
We're excited to have you here because your perspective, I think, is something that many of our students and others in the audience have really not heard before. That is someone who deals with greenhouse gas verification. So before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about Team Consulting Engineering and Management, or Team Group. Tell us a little bit about the company.
The company is like an engineering consultant. It's kind of like 47 years. It's kind of like more than 47 years experiences in engineering consultation. For example, like engineering for the water management, or like dam, or some kind of that construction as well, and also like for the building and for like transportation and infrastructure. So it's kind of like engineering topic.
Wow. And it's been around for a while, as you said. So it's a very well-known company. Work for a lot of public projects around Thailand, I think even other parts of Southeast Asia.
Yes.
I want to get to kind of what you do, though, because as I said at the outset, you're a sustainability consultant, but you're also a GHG, or greenhouse gas verifier. Talk to us a little bit about what you do.
I think maybe you are confused why engineering company that focus on sustainability things. Okay, so I'm from the climate and sustainability department, which is like found like for 3 or 5 years ago, and we plan to expand our business to the sustainability things. So we give the name of the department of it like Team Green. So we focus on the consultation on the greenhouse gas management and the greenhouse gas assessment as well. And also we move into like the greenhouse gas verification and validation as well.
Yeah. Now, for many people that may be viewing this podcast, they may not know like what is greenhouse gas verification? Like what does that entail? So help us understand like what you actually do when it comes to verifying greenhouse gases.
Okay, to know that how much we emit the carbon or greenhouse gas, right? So we have to calculate the greenhouse gas inventories. But how do we know that the amount that we calculate is correct, right? So we have to use like the verifier to validate and verify the amount of the emission, like to check for the calculation is it correct, or to validate which sources of the greenhouse gas emission is fully covered from the sourcing and reservoir for the company and also for the greenhouse gas project. So this is what we do, like to check it.
So most people probably don't know that in many cases, most companies, when it comes to greenhouse gas data and information, they either have what we call direct measurement, or some people do estimation based on different formulas and calculations. And your role is, depending on whichever approach the company took, you verify that it is accurate.
We verifying based on the Thailand regulations. It's called like Thailand Greenhouse Gas Management Organization, which is stand for TGO. It's the main organization of Thailand to bring the regulations primarily on the greenhouse gas management for Thailand. So we under these regulations, but however the TGO is based on the regulation from ISO 𝗏𝗏𝗇𝗏𝗏 as well. So and also greenhouse gas protocol.
Wow.
Right. So we under these regulations.
Wow.
To
And
validate.
you have to know all that. So that means you're very smart, Omo, and you obviously are very focused in your specialty. I do want to ask, like, why is this work important?
Oh, you mean like why the greenhouse gas regulator and verifier is
Yes.
so important? Because like when the customers would like to report the greenhouse gas inventories of their organization and also like to report and to launch the carbon credit. So the structure and the system will require someone who assure the amount of emissions and also the amount of removals. So our job is so important that to check whether the greenhouse gas inventory or the greenhouse gas reduction are correct or not. So we kind of like to prevent some kind of greenhouse gas greenwashing,
Yes.
some kind of that
Yes.
thing. So this is quite very important for us.
It's very important, and I want to bring Mr. Art into this conversation to ask you some questions from a student perspective. But just 1 second, Art, before you do, because in the United States, right, there used to be a president named Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan had this very famous saying, and his saying was, "Trust but verify."
Yes.
And so if you think about what OMO does in terms of verifying greenhouse gas, it's not that, we don't trust necessarily companies to do what they say they're doing, but in order to give transparency and to give greater confidence, that verification process needs to happen so that some third party can come in and say, yes, they are actually collecting the greenhouse gas data information they need to. So the verification part is very important to, I think, transparency and accountability for the companies with respect to their approach to reducing their greenhouse gas emissions. All right, Mr. Art, let's bring you into this conversation because I know you got some questions. Because one thing I love about you is, here at STC, you work with students all the time, right? You hear their questions, you talk with them. What do you think they're thinking at this part in the conversation?
Well, putting myself into a student's shoes, I would have maybe several questions regarding the process of validating and making the verification of the 𝐷𝐻𝐺. Some of the questions are like, is there any specific models or any specific device that you use, or are there a lot of calculation that are involved in this verification? And also, if there is, do you think the education or the curriculum right now that we have in undergraduate level fully prepared students for that?
Wow, thank you for your question. It's kind of a very difficult question. Okay, the first question is like, what's tools to measure, like to validate or verify the greenhouse gas emission? Actually, we verify under the regulations, right, of TGO. So we have like to the customer have to have the calculation sheet, which is an Excel calculation, and also the report that we have to use it. So we verify it using like based on the evidence that they gave us. Like for example, like we have to measure like scope 1 emission, right? So the scope 1 is like the oil or the power or the scope 2 is power generation. So we have to, based on the evidence of they're using, how much of they're using oil or how much of they pay for the electricity in kilowatt hours. So we check with the calculation sheet that is it correct or not, or the evidence is believable or not. Like, and then we moving into like to check in the site visit to see that what is the greenhouse gas sourcing and reservoir of it. Like for example, like we have to see the real area that we have consists of all the greenhouse gas emission or not, right? So this is the tool that we use. But now our company, like a team group company, is we trying to use like the AI as well. AI tool, like we develop from the ChatGPT or everything. Like we don't have like specific AI, but we can use the general AI to adapt for the recheck of the emission of the clients too. But we make sure that we keep all this is confidential, all the data confidential as well. Okay, moving to the second question is kind of undergraduate student, right? Okay, actually moving into like grad from the Bachelor degree of Arts from Chulalongkorn University like 10 years ago.
Okay.
It's really old, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and that time is we don't have like much focus. We didn't have like more focus on the accessibility aspect all. Like, so, okay, so my opinion about the undergraduate student nowadays, like I'm also talk to my colleagues, which he just graduated from the bachelor degree, but he still like have the curriculum for the sustainability as well in the Chiang Mai University. So I'm talking with him, and he told me that the teachers taught them how to calculate the greenhouse gas emission now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like using the concept like the activity data times with the emission factors, moving into the emission, right? But just a simple calculation. So I think it's okay for undergraduate to know that tools, but don't have to be like more complex, like how to find the emission factors, because it's kind of complicated way to find it. So I think it's better. It's good to be.
So it's coming and becoming popular among universities.
Yes.
Going back to the first question that I have regarding, so you mean you are like an audit, right?
Yes.
Talking about verification. Okay, I see. Like an audit.
It's pretty interesting. Now, I want to pivot the conversation a little bit, Omo, to some of the climate initiatives that you all are undertaking at Team. Talk to us a little bit more about this practice that you're in, the climate, what did you call it? The climate group?
The Climate and Sustainability Business Unit.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk to us more about kind of what you all are doing there today. Are you just doing the greenhouse gas verifying? Is there more happening now? I know you said you want to grow, but what all are you doing there today?
Today, like, okay, I'm doing four aspects of my work.
Okay.
The first one is for the greenhouse gas consultant, right? So actually 2 days ago, just to see the client. About the consultant, like many companies still confused how to do the greenhouse gas inventories. So we kind of like going to consult them, to teach them how to calculate the emissions, and also how to know where is critical points of their greenhouse gas emissions, like from the electricity or not, or from the scope 3 or some kind like that. And next we're moving into how to teach them training, how to use the AI tool, and also like how to use the calculation sheet as well. And so moving into like the third part, like we help them to answer to the validator or verifier that check them for the emission too. This is our work for the consultation. And the second part is to be like greenhouse gas validator and verifier to validate and verify the greenhouse gas emission for TESOL, Thailand Voluntary Emission Reduction Target, or greenhouse gas project for carbon credit, and also like carbon footprint for organization, or CFO as well. So we verify under the TGO regulation.
Wow.
And moving to the third part is kind of like I'm setting for like ISO 14065, which is a foundation of the greenhouse gas validation and verification. So we have to make sure that we validate and verify the greenhouse gas under the global regulations. So I am setting for a company for ISO.
Okay.
Okay, the last part is to like consultation for the government. Now we are working for on the platform for the DCCE, or Climate Change Department of Thailand, to help the government to come up with the greenhouse gas platform of Thailand too. So this full part.
Wow, it's a lot. I mean, and one of the things I think it's important to understand in me asking that question is not only the work that you do and it's being done at Team Group, but also the job opportunities that are going to continue to grow in this space, right? Whether it be in greenhouse gas verification or other types of sustainability consulting, which I always have to remind people when we talk about sustainability, there is the environmental side, which includes things like greenhouse gases, climate change, energy usage. But there's also the social side, which includes things like the health and safety of your workforce, the privacy information of your customers, and you have governance factors like supply chain management and cybersecurity protocols and ethics and things like that. So there's a lot under sustainability, right? There's economic sustainability, environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and there's going to be a lot increasing job opportunities both in Thailand and around the world for folks who take the time to upskill so that they can get those jobs. All right. So enough of that, Omo. I want to pivot to advice, right? We got just 5 more minutes left to talk about this with you. You were a youth rep for Thailand for the Conference of Parties, or COP27, which was held in Egypt. And you were also a part of the Conference of Youth 17.
Yes.
So you have some experience here as a young person coming up in this field. And so we want to get your takes and your advice on that you'd have for students. Let's start off with, how did you get to this position?
Okay, we started from, we have to, back in like 3 years ago or maybe 4, I'm not remember well, but back to that, we have to got into the camp for 3 days, and we have to do many activities, and we have to group activities, and also like to think of policy or everything. And that time the committee will like severe on us and select the students to be the children to be like youth to be like the youth representative. So I and my friend got selected at that time. And this is for COP27. It's selected by the UNDP and Stockholm, and also like the Department of Natural Resources and Environment of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, we got this for COP27. So 𝗏 17 the same year, and registered and like in the 𝗏 website, and have to answer the questions that they asked about the climate change and policy for youth.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's got selected from that
Now,
as well.
going through this, did that help you get the job you have today?
I think not really, because my job is focused mainly on like the technical part of
Yeah.
it. But I think it's kind of very huge opportunity for me for maybe in the future, like an international organization.
Yes.
Right. So to wrap up, do you have any advice for students and young professionals who are interested in the career field in sustainability?
Okay, the sustainability is kind of like, it's not only for a job. I think it's our future of children, our future of us as well, like the now generation. So I think everyone should like focus on the sustainability, because like according to the World Economic Forum as well, focus like the business or the future will focus primarily on two main aspects. The first one is climate change or environment. The second one is cybersecurity or AI as well. So it's huge opportunity like in the future for you to grab it, and also have Ryan and Ajahn as well to like give you a huge abundance of knowledge as well.
Thank you, Omar. We appreciate that, and that's why we're doing this. We want more people to watch it and to learn about the different things that are happening with sustainability, ESG, climate, and to hear from people like you and what your experiences are. And so I don't think it would be, we'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this question for our viewers in the time we have, left. You've been working in this field for a few years now, and obviously, there's something about it that pulls you to this, right? There's a reason you think it's important. And you were kind of talking about that. It is more than just a job for many people. It sounds like it is for you. So, Omo, talk to us about why this work you're doing and that you hope to do in the future, why is it important to you?
It's very important because like the sustainability is not only for climate change, right? It's for like aspect for social environment and the governments, as you taught me. Okay, so it's kind of like it's our future for a comprehensive future. So we are one of the supply chains. We can drive our earth to something is sustained for biodiversity as well, for the next generation as well. So one of we contribution is moving forward. We grab hands together and moving into that world. So it is kind of like it's my motivation to do this job.
Yeah.
And for future, I would like to like international organization, like, because it's kind of like we can help more than in Thailand, like outside of Thailand too.
Right.
So it's my dream.
That's awesome. Well, I always tell folks, it's about people, planet, and our economy, and we can all be better. And I think that's one of the things we can learn from our work in sustainability. I think it's time to wrap up another episode of the S3, the Sustaining Success series. Siam Technology College's Sustainability Education Podcast. I want to thank our guests, 𝐿 Praewpect, Sombatpium
Yes.
from Team Group for joining us, as I know her as Omo. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you.
𝐿𝐿. For Siam Technology College, for my co-host, Mr. Art, I'm Ryan Frazier. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.